Hello and welcome to Heartrepreneur TV. I am your co-host Velma Gallant, and we have a very special guest with us here today. I'm excited to share with you. His name is Schroeder, and I don't have his last name on in my introduction because I should have done that. Schroeder is a seasoned music educator, producer, performer, and voice coach. Currently, he runs Mic Drop, a voice coaching program which empowers professional speakers and passionate entrepreneurs to show up on stage larger than life so they can deliver their message with confidence, clarity, and maximum impact. And today's show is 3 voice upgrades to raise the roof every time you speak in 2022 and beyond. So welcome to the show, Schroeder. I'm excited to have you here.
Thank you for a lovely introduction. It's fantastic to be here. I'm super excited. Just, super excited. So I can control. I can clean it. I promise.
I don't know. I'm not very good at controlling myself. So
Right. Oh no, we need a moderator then. Okay, we need a moderator.
well, Terry's in Mexico. I don't think she can help us.
Harry's in Mexico. Yeah, we're. Oh gosh. Okay.
So.
Yes.
Upgrading our voices. So I know you put a little bit of a comment inside of Heartrepreneurs with Terry Levine, the Facebook group, and you were asking us a little bit about. I don't even remember the question. What I remember is my response, and my response is that I wonder if when I'm not confident, my voice raises. And I also commented how easy it is for me to speak up when I'm sharing somebody else's light, like I'm sharing your amazingness here today. And I have a little bit more difficulty when it comes to sharing my own. So that makes me wonder, because I know what goes on for me, it makes me wonder how it is you got into what you're doing. And is that something that you observe in your clients?
Okay, there's a few things there, and yes, and yes. So what part where should we begin?
Well,
How I
let's start with you. Let's start with you and let our listeners know exactly how you got into what you're doing and why you were inspired to
okay.
do this.
Okay, let's start there, but don't let me digress too much because I really want to address that with your confidence and how your voice moves, like whether you're in this situation or in that situation, whether you're talking about your thing or if you're interviewing somebody else. That's really interesting. And so to pre-answer, work backwards a little bit is like, yes, I am always listening for people's voice and what they're doing depending on thing.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go. Let's circle back to that. But yeah, of course, like if people have an understanding where I'm coming from, I think it's a good so that they can understand. Oh, okay. So that it'll just help to connect the dots of like that's why the everything. Just the voice is an important aspect of our life and our business. So sure. So for me, let me start with a quote, and I'm quoting myself here, if that's not too bold or whatever. But the quote is something I realized that sort of like sums up in a big way, which is your passion, because we all have passion. So your passion is the fuel, right? And your voice is the vehicle. So if you just let that sink in, right? Like the fuel is of your vehicle. You got to gas up your car. That's your passion. So we all have this passion, But what's the vehicle? What's the state of the vehicle that you're driving around in? Is it an old Ford falling apart thing, or is it a Porsche? I never know. What's the quality of the vehicle? So your passion is the fuel. Your voice is the vehicle. So your voice. Okay, so your voice is your power, like your actual identity, and so for me, it was like this. It's like I always loved to sing. When I was younger, I always loved to sing, but I would always ruin my voice. Like I'd always ruin my voice, and couldn't even talk like after. But I loved to sing. So basically, I was like hell bent on figuring it out, like learning how the heck can I get my voice into a place where I can sing and not ruin it, right? So along the way, what I realized is is that as soon as I would sing la 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 la, either just like a song or just like la 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 la, like a voice exercise or whatever, I would feel happier, like right away, like happier, like
Mm.
right away. Okay, that was huge thing. And so what I at the same or at some other point, or I can't remember now, it's like I'm 45, but at some point I realized, like, first of all, like first of all, if I could learn to sing, anyone can, like literally, like literally, if I can learn, anyone can. But secondly, like regardless how you sound or think you sound, and like how whatever that is for you of like how you relate to like what you think you sound, because some people like they kind of don't like the sound of their own voice or whatever. Forget about all of that, because the fact of the matter is that again, as soon as you start to use your voice, your mental, like it's this realization that everyone can raise their state of happiness or like mental health simply by singing. We all have that. We all have it. Like, do you know?
Totally.
Um,
I sing great in the car by
exactly. And
myself. It's
that's plenty
fantastic.
though. And it's fantastic, right? You feel, so tell me how you feel. Like, do you feel like, why do you sing in the car? Do you feel a bit
I feel great. Like I got
better?
music playing that I'm really enjoying. I might be dancing while I'm driving, having a whole lot of fun. It's totally raising my my
Like,
vibration.
exactly. So you're proving, like, so I wanted to do a little game to prove this for the viewers. I think to experience this, I think everyone can probably agree though already. Like when you sing, but like let's try something real quick. Let's try. Is that okay? Can we try something? This is like interactive
Sure.
for
Yep.
the audio. Like, okay, great. If you're watching, or whether here or on the replay, um, so what we're going to do is we're basically going to, I'm going to go on mute, and if you would go on mute as well. What we're going to do is like basically for like literally just 10 seconds. So we're going to sing a little bit of like whatever pops into your head, whatever song pops into your head. Like it could be like row, row, row your boat, or it like literally doesn't matter. It could be Phantom of the Opera. Like it doesn't matter what it is, but for 10. So first check in with how you feel right now. Like this is the test, right?
Okay.
Check how you feel right now. Like just check in like, okay, here's how I'm feeling. That's my wherever I'm at right now. So do that for
Yep.
yourself. We're gonna go on mute and just sing for 10, like literally 10 seconds. It's be quick. Okay, and then we're gonna
Okay.
come back and say how we feel. Okay, cool. Bye.
1, 2, 3, go.
All right. So I feel better. Like okay, so like let's all check in. Like, you're laughing. So can we agree that you feel better? I think
Oh, totally.
like
Totally. I had no
here's
idea what to sing, so
not to put you on the spot and you don't have to sing, but did you sing along or did you just go la 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 la? It doesn't matter. Like literally doesn't
actually,
matter.
I'm gonna be totally frank with you. I
Be
did
frank.
not sing. I laughed my head off and was thinking about somebody's probably reading my lips here.
I thought you were singing. I glanced over at you. I said, "Yeah, you're
Okay.
good." So it'd be fun if anybody's watching, and again on the like if anybody was actually doing that, if they could pop in the chat. But I like you know what I mean. Like pop in the chat. Yes, I feel better. Or word. Like I'd be really, 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 really surprised if someone actually felt grumpy now.
Well, and
Like,
it's
but
it's
like
like one of our listeners popped in here. She sings and dances in the kitchen when she cooks, and I totally do that. I totally kitchen dance and sing. I get highly interrupted every time because when I start dancing in the house, my dog starts jumping up on me because he wants to dance with me. So
let's get in on it.
sharing
Yeah,
it.
awesome. Yeah, pets are funny that way. They'll pick up on the energy, right? Yeah, my cat's like that
Totally,
too. With music, he'll
totally.
just start jumping. So I think I mean, if anybody did anyone pop in chat like yes, they felt better. Like the point is simply by the very act of singing, you feel better, and that is my why. Like that was my that is that I just bring all of that up to just illustrate my why of like that. If I could communicate that very simple but it's very profound thing
Hmm.
because it's so simple of like of just that, like just this message of like, it doesn't, yeah, it's not about how you sound. It's not about becoming a professional singer whatsoever. It's that. It's literally just like it makes it can help you feel happier. That's all. That's literally it's seemingly simple, as is a lot of the work and play we do in my program and all of voice, all of the is
Well, and
seemingly simple.
it
Mhm.
makes a lot of sense to me what you're sharing here because, I mean, one of the things that I said early on in our discussion was that singing in my
Mhm.
car, like it raises my vibration. And you have that in the title of the show, raise the roof. So that's exactly what we're doing is raising how we're feeling from, maybe we're in a flat line or whatever. And just by singing something that we know makes us feel good, we get to elevate ourselves.
You go from here to maybe here, and like maybe it's not like way up here, but even one step up, like
Mhm.
is is a step up, and then from there, and then from there, and then it's a tangible, easy. That's the thing. It's so easy thing that anybody can do. If you can, so for people who, like, because you hear this often, right? Of like, oh, I don't sing, and so that's the thing, like, yeah, I don't, yeah, okay, I understand you don't sing because we compare ourselves to great singers and it's like, oh, that's not me, or it's only, you hear this all the time of like, oh, like it's only for talented people, like, you know what I mean? So then,
Yeah.
so by telling ourselves that though, we're you know what I mean, like we're restricting, we're limiting the joy that we could all be having, basically.
Mm. I
Like,
like that. I like that. That
yeah.
makes a lot of sense. One of our uh, people watching the show right now said she has a bad day at the job. She sings and dances in her seat to the radio on the way home. So same
Nice.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
Leave it
same,
at work.
same. Beautiful. She gets
Exactly.
it. You get it, Dee.
Totally gets it.
You get it. That's awesome. I love
Now,
it.
you mentioned something early on when you were talking about your experience in that you were singing and you'd wreck your voice every time.
Yeah.
And I know, my son had over the years has been into that thrash metal and, that kind of stuff where they're grunting into the
Mhm.
microphone. And one of his favorite singers had ruined his voice by singing the way he was singing. So, we hear a lot about that inside of the music industry. So you were
Right.
talking about how to protect your voice so you can use it all day. And I'm going to take a stab at it that
Mhm.
it's not just in music that we can wreck our voice because there's a lot of people who do a lot of speaking and I think their voices still get tired by the end of the day as well. So I think it's in both avenues. Would that be true?
Amazing question. It's 100% true. Is yes, because you're like, look at your voice, whether you're speaking or singing, and this is a great segue into like these three upgrades I would love to share with our audience of like easy stuff, easy and fun little tricks we can use this because like your voice, whether I'm speaking or whether I'm singing, sometimes I'm not sure if I'm singing or if I'm speaking sometimes because it's the same voice.
Hmm.
I didn't do that very well of like, I don't know if I'm speaking or singing sometimes, like it's the same, like whatever I'm doing with my voice is that making sense?
Well, it,
Or
it
is
it is too, actually, because I know even as a public speaker, if we're speaking about something, we don't want our voice to be flatline either. We do need a little bit of the a melody or tonal differences in it anyways.
which is like the crux of my program is like I can't teach everybody everything. Who needs help? Speakers. And this is the whole idea is that exactly like go on stage and like for okay, so for me what I noticed is like when I spoke and before I kind of made this connection of yeah, this connection of like my speaking voice versus my singing voice, maybe they're the same, like maybe there's a, you know what I'm saying, like there's
Yeah.
why are they separate? They're actually not. Of like, because I noticed for me when I spoke just talking, I'd be about a G. And so this is really interesting because like I'm coming from music background.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can actually analyze, okay, like I know when I talk, it's like usually right about here, it's like this is my normal talking voice. And when I talk, like people would tune me out. And why is that? Because it's like it's really boring and it gets really boring. I'm just talking on the same note down here. So when I
Exactly.
started to do some of this playing around and combining my music training, because I trained singers, musical theater ensembles, like singing, like in the singing.
Mm-hmm.
When I started bringing that into my speaking, is when it started to go like 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 raise the roof, like take the lid off this thing and let's blow this up. Like of like, um, why am I limiting myself to a G? People are tuning it out and being boring when I know how to sing. Why don't I talk up here sometimes? Why don't I? And then I'm like, oh, why don't I talk up here? And so anyways, and so it's really, I've developed like a whole program, but like, and so let me share. Can we do some stuff? Can we do some fun
I don't
things?
know. Are you
Like,
going to be using me as a guinea pig here?
oh, no, yes, yes, yes.
No, no, yes, no.
No, honestly, it has money.
It's funny because
You are
one of
welcome to tune in. It's for everybody. It's
so
for
we
everybody.
had a comment here about vibrational sound
I
frequency of
love this.
music raises your vibration.
Yeah.
And so what I'm hearing with what you're saying here is when we engage our voice in a variety of tones, we can
Mhm.
actually raise the vibration of what we're saying, and then the people on the receiving end are getting that as well.
Yes, 100%. Right? It's like, how is your audience, like you? That's a beautiful way of putting it. Like receiving your message, receiving. So are they? Yeah. Are they tuning you out? Are they? Are they? You know what I mean? Yeah. Are they bored, or are they leaning in?
Hmm.
You know, right? And we can that's yeah. We can all improve. We can. So as my like real overall message, like you sound beautiful and perfect the way you are. Because why? Because your voice is unique to you. Like everyone's voice is unique. Therefore, um, it's gorgeous and beautiful and fine and perfect and lovely and like it's love it. Like you need to love it. Like that's the number one thing, and not worry about like, oh, I don't sound like Beyonce or something weird, or if you're in the speaking world, like I don't like necessarily. It doesn't matter. You're you. You're you, and not to be like Dr. Susie, but and Regina, I see that there. I cannot handle like, exactly listening to monotone. There's nothing worse. The person might have the most mind-blowing message, but if they sound monotone, they're just talking like this for half an hour. Who's gonna listen? I have to actually purposely do monotone now. Like nobody's gonna listen to
Hmm.
you like talk half an hour like this. Like no, you need expression. You need and the singing that we do. It's so fun because it's like the singing is a, just a means to an end. So we have a
Right.
ton of fun singing in order to have more expression for your speaking voice. So that yeah,
Right.
right. Like so yeah, it's pretty. I
And,
think
and
I think I got
again, all of this is really making sense to me because it's like if
cool.
I'm not engaged with what I'm sharing, who's going to be
Yeah,
engaged on the other end?
exactly. And it works on so many amazing because like as we like all prove together that yes, you feel better when you sing. So um suddenly you step into like you do your voice play. That I always say
Mhm.
play, not work. Same as Terry. I love that. I love Terry. Terry gave us home play. I love it. Voice
Exactly.
play.
Exactly. When I
You,
started working with Terry 20 years ago, my favorite
uh-huh.
word was plurk, which is play plus work.
Well, say that again. Plurk.
Plurk,
Plurk.
play plus work.
Ooh, damn! I love it. That's good. Damn, girl. Plurk. Okay, I could get in on that. That's cool. So the plurk that we do with our voice to prepare for the speech, whatever. Suddenly, because we remember we've all agreed that you feel better when you use your voice. You sing a bit, you feel better. So you take now that new energy, that step up, and you take that onto the stage, and so you feel funner and happier, whatever. Now, of course, your audience is going to pick up on that too, like right away. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So right away,
Absolutely.
that's one like benefit of like it. Yeah. So what were we? Where did we go?
So the other thing that I heard was actually because I keep inserting myself on this is
And
that
I like to
mm,
address like what Regina just said there. It was great. Yeah. So go.
um, if my voice is carrying a vibration, and it does, and I walk onto the stage terrified, then that's going to go across. That's going to be riding the waves of my voice. Whereas if I
100%.
go onto the stage and I've, done a little bit of fun exercises beforehand that we would learn from you, then I walk onto the stage carrying that energy of fun and that goes out on my voice waves. Right?
For sure. For sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like probably not enough time to get into like the science of that. And honestly, that's not my area of expertise. But yes, right. Like the mind, what we put out there. Like we're all like we've come along. We've come to the point I think in human evolution or whatever, that we can all pretty much agree. Like it used to be kind of a new age idea,
Hmm.
right? The
Yeah.
intentions, intent. Like I think we can all pretty much agree. Like yes, right? Like how you're what you're putting out is exactly what's going out. Like how you feel for sure, 100. In fact, like some of the stuff we do that I use with my clients is literally, and one of the things I want to do today, if we have time, is a yeah, and so Regina's exactly. We're going to do a couple of exercises. Yeah, because I wanted to do. There's three. There's three. The whole title is the three, and is literally using affirmations in the voice clerk
Haha.
play word. Yeah, yeah. So should we go through a few? Like, there's a few I would want to
Sure.
do.
Sure, because
Okay.
one of the things, some of the notes that you gave me,
Uh-huh.
you offer your students voice hacks to use that used by seasoned speakers so that we can crush the stage and close more sales. And we have a lot of entrepreneurs in here, and so I
Mm.
can definitely see because it doesn't even have to be across the stage. It can be across the phone or across the table. Our voice still has impact.
Totally right. It's almost yeah. It's almost like any stage. Meaning what you just said. It could be Zoom or like a lot of the times in any situation where you're using your voice is ultimately the message. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let's go
Hmm.
let's go let's go for one of these exercises here. Let's get her done.
Okay, let's get it done. And rush. There's literally there's not a like I can show you three basically. I can show you three, but there's like there's I've got a whole anyways a whole program right like but for
Mhm.
to give like these three, and plus I have a gift. I would love like these things are golden. Like I want people to understand like you put this to work and you'll feel like there there's yeah, they're very effective. So, number 1, don't be again deceived by the simplicity. Like cuz that can throw you right off,
Mhm.
right? So first of all, the first number 1 thing is literally, and we won't take forever to do this, but like the first thing is just getting your body like with the analogy of the vehicle. So like your
Mm.
body is the vehicle of your voice. So like so it's a bit different, but like that makes sense too. Like my voice is being housed in this body. So to just warm up your body. So I usually just do like some stretches, and that can be whatever you want. Like I usually do arm circles. So I can't really here. Let me see if I can do this. I stand up. Like I usually just do some arm circles like this. You know,
Okay.
so it's like gentle stretches, like side bends, whatever that feels like for you is like really good. Oh, I always do punches, punch, punch, like not vigorous, but just like
Mhm.
that, like side to side, because this is already getting your body warmed up, right? Like it's just getting the
Getting the blood
vehicle, just getting pumped up a bit, right? So
Yep.
that's number 1, and you can spend 10 minutes or 5 whatever minutes doing that. But it's huge. It's because now so already for like that was a tiny bit. My breath is already happening. Like I'm already like, okay, phew, like you know what I mean. It's engaging my body. That takes us to number 2, which is the breath. So everybody, not everybody, most people are familiar with the diaphragmatic breath. And so that's what it is. It's like taking a deep breath, and the trick with the vocal, like the step beyond what you might have done before with a diaphragmatic breath, is that we're going to let it out as slowly as possible. It's called the slow leak. So
Okay.
you're breathing in deep, deep into your tummy. And if you feel your tummy expanding, that is what you want when you breathe in, because all the air goes there. Big tummy, and then you're holding it, and that's your power, by the way. That's like, cool, ready? You're like, you've got power now, but we're letting it out super slow with like a. And I don't even know if you can hear my S sound there, but it's like, could you? Yeah, perfect.
Yep.
Right? It's like this slow, it's like a pinhole in a tire. Again, deceivingly simple. Do that 10 times. Do that
Okay.
10 times, and that is going to set all of your voice up onto this new. You'll feel something different of like, okay, and the image of the tire really is perfect because it's carrying your message. Here's your full air, like your full tire. Full tire. Now I can go somewhere, right? Because I've got a full tire of air. It's, again, it seems so simple and silly almost how simple that is. Like, oh, of course, you know what I mean? It's so easy to, hey, Terry, this is so good. Like, you got it. It's like gold. It literally is gold for your voice. Do you know what I mean though? Like, of like, if you could so easily, it would be so easy to go, oh, of course you need to breathe. like
Yeah,
like how
but
moronic
what
is
I'm
that?
hearing
No,
is we're doing it intentionally, and that is, and it's almost like kind of like with the stretches and stuff, it's getting the blood flowing in our body and getting us connected to our body, and doing that it's getting the blood and the oxygen to our body, and it's getting us connected to our breath.
100%. And without any of that, you can try everything you want to do with your voice, but it won't be supported and it'll fall down. It's like, right? It's a building with no foundation. It's literally like that. It's,
That makes sense.
it's literally like that. And yeah, don't. So if you skip those steps, you can do some things, but it won't stand up basically, or it won't, at least it won't have the impact that it could have. Does that make
Totally.
sense?
Yeah, it
Okay.
makes a lot of sense, because we're again, we're building energy, we're connecting to our body, we're being able to access our own body's energy, being to
Mhm.
access our own breath, and it just brings a little bit more consciousness into the experience versus just jumping in, which is what I always do when it comes to these interviews, is I just jump in with both feet and we go. So, it'll
Right.
be
Yeah.
interesting.
Totally. Cool. And then right, and so now we're ready to jump in with both feet to do some actual void. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so let's do. I'm gonna put this in the chat here. This actually is a Dr. Seuss quote. So we use some of this because it's fun and positive. The words we want to be conscious again. Like, it used to be
Okay.
new agey or whatever, woo woo, but no, we now know really what we're pretty about. Like, the words we choose have impact on their own, like the words we choose, the words we put out to the world, and the words we use to ourselves. So this is fun because it's fun and positive. Of today, so here's what we do. So it goes, today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you, right? So here's what we do. um, the voice exercise is singing the speaking. So I call it sing level speaking. So it's bringing the singing voice into the speaking voice, and this is all where it all comes together, right? So are we ready? Are you ready to do this? This is where it gets fun.
Let's go
Um,
for it. Let's go for
okay,
it.
okay, all right, cool, cool, cool. All right, so it goes like this. It goes today. So what you do is you drop your voice down to the very low end, and we're just talking, but we're going to sing. You'll see what I mean. It goes, today you are you, that is truer than true. So I'm talking on pitch.
Mhm.
I'm going to do that. Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. So if you can get that sort of in your head, and you can join along if you would, this is your hot seat moment. Ready?
Yeah, I could feel it coming up.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's walking up the stairs, and this is the whole technique.
Oh,
Is it
no,
walking up the
the
stairs?
whole, like,
Down
blood
the
going up in my face.
stairs. Oh, you're funny. That's good. You don't have to honestly like interactive audience. Like just as you don't have to sing.
Mhm.
I'll do it. I'll do over it. Yeah. So it goes. So you go down in your voice, and you go. Today you are you. That is truer than true. Good. There is no one alive who is
Who
newer
is
than
youer
you.
than you?
Beautiful voice, Velma. And then what we do is we take that up one and we
Oh,
start here
no.
today. Here we go. Here it goes. And again, just talking. So super light and
Mhm.
comfortable. You're just like, today you
May
are
you
you.
are
That
you
is
that is
truer than
truer
true.
than true.
There is
There
no
is
one
no
alive
one
who
alive
is
who is
newer.
newer than you.
It should just feel like talking on notes. Going up on, we'll just do one more.
Oh,
There is, wait a
there
minute.
we go. There we
Today you
go.
are, okay, cool. There's the quote. Good. Thanks, Regina. It goes, today you are you. That is
That is
truer than
truer
true.
than
There is
there
no
is
one
one
alive who
alive
is
who is
worth
newer
that
than
true.
you.
So we just went up and down and didn't really notice. So I lied. We'll do one more. There is, or wait, where is it? Today. Today you are
Are
you. That
you
is
that is
truer than
truer
true.
than true?
There is
There
no
is no
one
one
alive
alive
who is
who is
fewer
newer
than
than
you.
you.
So you should feel, first of all, I mean, I do, of like, wow, I can do all of this with my voice. I didn't know that, like kind of thing. And ease. My number one thing is ease, like
Mm,
effortlessness,
mhm.
you know,
I
your
probably
voice.
had the same tone all the way through all of them, and it's okay.
Mhm. And no, that's actually perfect. That's what you want. What you just said. What did you just say? You use the
I
same
said I
tone?
probably had the same tone all the way through all of them, so I probably didn't go up very much, and that's okay because that's about
That's
all I've
good.
got. That's the range I've
Oh,
got.
range wise, yeah, we can work on that. That it just gets better. Like I hate not scratch better, improved over time. Like
Mm,
we can increase your range. It's not a problem. I've done it with lots of people. It works. The stuff we do works in my program. And if you just did that again, keep this quote here. This is D. Hi D. At a mastermind with Terry and an associate, and we had to read a Dr. Seuss book to work on breathing with speaking. See, that's
mhm.
cool. That's cool. So this is like that, and putting it to music, bringing some melody to your voice.
Yes.
Regina, I'm an alto. Those are high notes. Tough. Yeah, I know, honey. But like, it's so if I could leave you with the tip, because I don't think we have a lot of time, right? But like if like
No.
there's one tip around what we're because I see Regina saying there with the high and yourself as well, Velma, like and I get it. Like as you go higher, oh my God, it's getting like it, if you this is if you think of it like a triangle of like
Mhm.
getting lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter as you go higher. So I'll just demonstrate so that you can sort of just like it will help of like um okay, so I'll kind of exaggerate too, so it'll make more sense. Like today, like I'll be louder than I should, and then I'll go quieter to
Okay.
illustrate the point. If you go quieter as you go higher. So listen. Today you are you, that is truer than true. So by the time I get to the top, I'm really light. That can help you get to the high notes.
Mm, mhm.
It can help with getting up there. So yeah, what's this, Regina? That is like when I was practicing piano. I know, but it's singing
Okay.
to speak, singing better to speak better.
So I want to get in the last upgrade that you had shared with me in the notes that you had sent me, because I think it's really important, because you talk about maximizing our message, going from dull to dynamic. So that's the monotone to engaged, right? So you can
Mhm.
create standing ovations and a rush of new potential clients, because again, it's boring to engaged, right? And that's kind of what I'm hearing is the more engaged we are with our own voice, the more engaged we can be with the people who are listening to us.
For sure, right? And you could sub in, like you were asking, and a lot of people were asking about like it's the same. You could sub in the word confidence pretty much into what you just said. You know, like the more confident,
Mm,
because you're asking about like you, so, right? So like when you play around like we're doing here,
mhm,
you
mhm.
gain you gain confidence because like you're sort of you're just exploring new options. Like you're discovering new options that you didn't know you had with your voice, and in doing that, you're gaining confidence because it's like, wow, I didn't know my voice could do that, and you feel better. Like you know what I mean? You gain confidence, right? So to sort of circle back to that, right? Of like when you hit that stage, that confidence translates to your audience, which sure could inevitably. I mean, you know, I can't guarantee anyone's going to sell more stuff, like, but I can guarantee that you'll be more confident when you speak,
Well, and
right? Do you know what I
that,
mean?
yeah, like that's making a lot of sense to me, because okay, say I'm going to go dance on stage, which I would
Okay,
never do. But let's just say, for sakes, that I'm going to go dance on stage. I would be engaging in lessons and practice and everything like that, so that I get the moves and everything like that correct, so that I feel
right,
more confident on the stage. And so what you're
right.
saying is that it's about exercising and getting more engaged and learning the moves of my own voice, so that when I go onto stage, I'm more confident.
100%. You got it, girl. You got it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So we are pretty much out of time. We've gone over time because there's been a lot
No,
of juicy information in here, but I want
I
to make
know.
sure
I'm a little.
that
I know.
our listeners, because this is also going to be going up on YouTube, I want to make sure that our listeners know how to get that free gift you were talking about.
Okay. So how can they?
So
Are you asking me?
what is the link again? I know I sent it on to some of my people who want to speak it, and then I want to put it up on the comments here. So it
Mm,
was,
like it's a little bit much to just spell it out. Like I'll put it in the comments because there's a lot of hyphens and things like that. It's right there.
okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. Who's gonna remember that? HTTPS. Da 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 da. Like no, just click the
Well,
link. It's easy to
mic
click.
drop, thinkific.com, courses/courses/ mic hyphen drop hyphen warm up. And so if one of my people, because I love all you guys watching on Heartrepreneur, if one of my people can put that in the comments, I'm going to throw it. Oh, see, I love my people. These
Christina.
Heartrepreneurs are amazing. So there
I
is the
feel it.
link. So our people who are on YouTube can mark that down here. I'm going to leave it up just for a little bit as well. And I
Okay.
know you're going to go into the group afterwards and engage with our people there. So for those of you who are listening on the replay, hit hashtag replay, share with us what you're getting out of this. We want to hear what you
I love
received
that.
from this conversation. We really do.
Mhm.
And oh, I have to put this one up here. I'm sorry.
What's that?
People love
Your
me
people
too.
love you too. We do. I
So,
feel it. What a
okay.
great, like heartpreneur. Like, come on.
Heartrepreneurs, we've got it
Yeah.
going on. So for those of you who are listening on YouTube, head on over to Facebook, Heartrepreneurs with Terry Levine. Come and join us. There's a lot of amazing people you're going to love engaging with, including Schroeder here. So he's hanging out with us in Heartrepreneurs with Terry Levine. So come on over and engage with us here. We'd love to have you. Schroeder, thank you so much for your time. This was brilliant. I really enjoyed our conversation. There's so much in there that made sense to me. And I'm looking forward to engaging with you inside of the group and learning more about how I can get confident with my voice.
It's been an actual, legitimate, literal pleasure for me as well. I love you, and I love sharing this stuff. It just brings me
Okay.
so much joy. It's like my roof. Anyways, I'll stop. But yeah, my roof is way blown.
Okay.
Long
Raise
time
the
ago.
roof.
Long time ago.
Okay,
Thank you
awesome.
so
Thank
much.
you. And thank you to those of you in Entrepreneurs who've come and played with us today. We really appreciate you. And we look forward to seeing you all in the next show.
Love ya.